If I had to start breaking from zero, how would I approach it right now? So I started breaking more than 15 years ago, and when I started there were not so many guides or rules or knowledge about how to train, and I was just a young teenager, so I didn't have much physical knowledge myself. I still went to some dance classes, but at that time the teachers also didn't have that knowledge that maybe now teachers have. So I can say I developed knowledge just by training, just with a lot of experience, a lot of time, a lot of years, and getting to know a lot of people, other dancers, but not only dancers, also in other sports and disciplines, talking more to people, asking them questions, also watching a lot of tutorials on YouTube, creating a lot of tutorials on YouTube. I can say I have a clearer vision on how to progress more efficiently in breaking, but maybe also in general for other things, because some of these concepts can be applied for many different disciplines, for many different sports, or even other activities. Before to start, I just want to let you know I offer different coaching plans. You can find the link in the description, and also some video courses about breaking and some PDF guides about windmill, flare, swipe and air flare. You can find all of that in the links in the description. I already made a video with tips on how to improve faster in breaking. This video is gonna be similar, but the previous one is more about concepts. This one is gonna be a little bit more practical. So first of all, I'm gonna assume that you wanna be a strong b-boy in general in this video. So let's say you wanna get to the point to be a professional b-boy and compete and win competitions, and you wanna be high level and a complete b-boy. So let's assume you wanna be a complete b-boy and you wanna win competitions. So you wanna get very good or professional in all aspects of breaking. What I would change, first of all, that many people do, many b-boys and biggers, is the warm-up part. So when you start practicing, many people warm up with stretching. That is completely wrong, actually. Stretching is not warming up. Stretching is stretching. It has another purpose. Warming up has another purpose. So the purpose of warming up is literally warming up your muscles. You should feel almost sweaty when you warm up. In stretching instead, it's not like that. In stretching is more like developing more mobility, more flexibility. Of course, you want to be a little warm while you stretch, but the warm-up and the stretching are two separate things. So now I'm talking only about the warm-up. The warm-up should be the initial phase of the training. Many b-boys confuse that and they do stretching at the beginning of the training. You can still do stretching, yeah, at the beginning of the training, but first you need to warm up. The most efficient way to do it, if you want to be a complete b-boy, is dancing, is doing top rocks. Many b-boys run or they do jumps at the beginning of the training, but I always ask myself, why are you running if you can do top rocks? Why are you jumping if you can do top rocks? Just be efficient with your time. Top rock is very low body demanding. It's very unlikely that if you do top rocks, you're gonna injure yourself. It's very similar to running, so why should you run if you can do top rocks? So what I recommend is warming up with top rocks, maybe putting a timer, or maybe just freestyling with top rocks until you feel warm enough, until you feel ready to do other things. Maybe you can also measure the top rock not through minutes, but through songs. So you can dance for a few different songs and change out, for example, 5 different songs or 3 different songs and warm up with this amount of songs. So after doing top rock, you have a general body warm-up. What is very important is to still warm up, but to be a little bit more specific in the warm-up depending on what you want to train. So for example, let's say you want to start with footworks. You want to start the warm-up with very easy footwork positions. So you're going to go to the position 0, you're going to do some very easy and very slow movements in the footwork in order to get ready to do more advanced footworks. If you want to start with power moves on this day, you're going to do some other warm-ups. Maybe you're gonna even stretch a little bit after the top rock warm-up. So you're gonna allow your body to get ready to do some flares or some windmill. So after the top rock warming up, you can do some just power move starts in order to get your wrists a little bit ready for the power moves and to get your legs a little bit ready for the power moves in general. And then you can stretch a little bit, do some pancake, some butterfly, some shoulder stretching, shoulder extension, or shoulder dislocation if you have a stick or if you have a rubber band. And then after you feel warm, but you also feel a little bit stretched, you can start with power move. Also, before doing the power move or the combo you really want to do, you really want to practice, try to do it a little bit slower and with a little bit less energy that you're used to. In this way, you're gonna get ready to do it without wasting too much energy and time. Let's say you're working on windmill to flare to something else. Try to do a windmill to flare to something else, but very sloppy, with very low energy and without focusing too much on keeping your legs wide and powerful. In this way, you're gonna get ready to do the combo and there is gonna be less risk of injury. You can do that just 1 or 2, maybe maximum 3 times, so you don't waste too much energy, and then just go full on the combo and practice the combo or the moves you wanna do properly. And you you will feel your body more ready for this combo, more ready for these moves. Another very important thing, this one I said it also in the other video, in the previous video, but I want to repeat it because it's very important. Practice combos a lot. Don't focus too much on specific single moves. You can still do it, of course, but I would do it at the end of the training. The main part of the training should be about combos and should be about sets or even full rounds. Why that? Because in breaking, stamina is very important. If you're not gonna practice your stamina, if you're not practicing combos on a daily basis or enough, you're not gonna get better in stamina that much. And when you do battles or when you wanna get stronger, your body is not gonna be able to sustain a long breaking combo or a long power move combo or a set. For example, let's say you only wanna focus on power moves. If you wanna be a good power mover, if you only practice flair, you're not gonna be a good power mover. You need to practice combos. You need to practice flair to something else and then do flares again to something else again, and so on and so on. The longest is the combo, actually the better. So in this way, you're really gonna challenge your body and your stamina is gonna improve a lot. Not only your stamina, but also all the moves that you're practicing inside the combos are gonna improve. So practicing combos is really time efficient. It makes you improve the moves that you wanna focus on, but also your stamina and your overall body shape in general. If you only focus on one specific move, maybe you can improve a little bit the technique of this move, but you're not gonna improve your body shape in general, you're not gonna improve your stamina, so it's not gonna be so time efficient and so useful. And last very important thing is stretching. At the end of the training, stretch, especially if you're not that flexible. But even if you are pretty flexible, I'm sure there are still room to improve and you can still stretch at the end of the training. Maybe you don't need a crazy stretching routine at the end of the training if you're overly mobile already, but for the average person or for the not flexible person, stretch a lot. Not like 10 minutes at the end, not 15 minutes at the end, but more, at least 20 minutes or at least 30 minutes. If more, even better. If you're not flexible or if you're serious about your breaking, I would stretch even for 1 hour maybe. Some people, luckily they are gifted, they don't need so much stretching. Maybe you can do flares or maybe you can do air chair, but your form looks ugly and you want to improve your form. But if you're not gonna stretch, you're not gonna improve your form. If you want to make your power moves or your moves in general smooth and beautiful, you should stretch. You should have some flexibility. So this is how I would structure my training if I would start from zero. If you need more help, check out the coaching plans I offer. You can find the link in the description, or the video courses I made, or the PDF guides I made about the windmill, the swipe, the flare, and the air flare. And see you next time with a new video. Yo ninjas!